When getting into mountain biking, you may find it difficult to dig through the vast information and opinions about what bike is best for beginners that are on a budget. So rather than tell you what to get, I bought a sub $500 hardtail to showcase what most bikes at this price range will include and to see how far I can push it in the stock form. I bought a Bolinas Ridge 2 from Marin, however most major bike brands spec their entry-level hardtails with similar, if not the same, components. You're going to get a threadless headset and handlebars that aren't particularly wide or narrow. House-branded non-locking grips are common but can be easily upgraded. Most entry-level bikes will come with Shimano's brake and shift lever combo. I've never had problems with the brake levers or shifters, but they do have a downside. To shift to a higher gear, you must remove your index finger from the brake lever, effectively reducing your braking capabilities. In this price range, most bikes will be equipped with Shimano's 7 to 8 speed derailleurs and cassettes, which are well constructed and get the job done. The left side shifter controls the 3 gears up front, making this bike a 3x8 system. Cheap plastic pedals and generic brakes are commonplace, the former of which is an easy first upgrade that will make a distinct difference in your riding. Out of all the entry-level bikes I've seen, most come with an SR Suntour front fork with 28mm stanchions. My bike features a 100mm Suntour XCT that includes a lockout. While I do not normally use this feature, it is nice to have if you frequently ride on paved roads. Quick release skewers are common, which make wheel removal less complicated. On the opposite side of the fork is where the bike's disc brakes are mounted, which can be a major improvement over rim brakes. One way that bike companies keep their costs down is by manufacturing their own components. My bike is equipped with Marin's double-walled alloyed rims. At the center of the wheel, Marin has equipped the bike with their own hubs, front and rear. And again, this is commonplace for bike companies to do on their entry-level bikes in order to keep their costs down. Sub $500 bikes can be equipped with narrow, unknown brand name tires, but if they are brand name, they're usually low-tier tires. My bike came with 2.1-inch wide Schwalbe Smart Sams, which are marketed as hybrid or gravel bike tires, not mountain bike tires. We could sit around and talk about specs all day, but let's hit the road and see how this bike rides on the trails.
I've never felt like this, never felt this bliss, all the colors go high. I feel electrified. I feel electric. I feel electrified. What I feel, what I feel, what I feel. I can't understand.
So, how did it ride? Well, the bike rode just fine for the mostly flat cross-country trails that I was riding on. One important consideration that needs to be taken into account when purchasing a bike is the type of trails that you'll mostly be riding. Do you really need to spend a lot of money if you're going to be mainly riding recreational trails? Probably not. All of the shifting components performed well on my first ride. While a larger rear cassette would be nice, the Shimano 3x8 was adequate to conquer the punchy climbs that I encountered. Since I live near the coast, most of the trails I ride are sandy. The stock tires were not ideal in loose sand, but luckily the trail was mostly hard-packed. My bike is equipped with 27.5 tires, which rolled well while still being maneuverable. I've owned both 27.5 bikes and 29ers. I have to say that I don't notice much of a difference between the two. It all comes down to personal preference. Budget Suntour forks are notorious for not being very good, and the XCT on my bike is no exception. I almost used up all the 100mm of travel on numerous occasions. Included stock pedals are generally pretty bad. My feet slipped off of them probably 6 or 7 times while on the ride. Getting a proper set of pedals can make a world of difference. One of the most uncomfortable things about this bike was the saddle. It's probably one of the hardest saddles I've ever ridden on. After about a mile of riding, I was over it. While I am nitpicking on some aspects of the bike, overall bikes in this price range are a good introduction into the world of mountain biking. A beginner rider can progress and slowly upgrade the bike as they go, as long as they don't get hurt in the process.